So people are asking, like, what are the ingredients? What can you show us what you created? What did you do with your son? So we used to have the colon flush in a liquid form bottle. We stopped selling. That was one of my first products. But now we have the colon flush. And most of the ingredients that I named are in this capsule. My son used to consume the capsule until one time he kept the capsule in his mouth too long and ended up opening up, and he had that bitter taste, and never ever again he wanted to consume the capsule. So what I normally do is I make it in a tea form or a tonic form. And the combination will be right here. Mostly these two, but throughout the week I will add the alkaline tea to it. But you find milk thistle, dandelion root here, cleaver's herb, nettle leaf, shave grass, which is also good for heavy metals and the lymphatic system. And then you have your bitters here, colon flush. So what I'll do, so this is my lymphatic cleanse, right? This is a tablespoon. I'll take 1 full tablespoon. Also, in the video, I mentioned that I use elderberry for the sweetener to give it a different taste, right? So it could be less bitter. Another thing too, our capsules don't have any fillers. So you can either consume or just open them up. A mixture of our herbs right here, right? Now mix it. And like I said, you can either use our alkaline tea to add on, because the alkaline tea has elderberry, burdock root, dandelion root, sarsaparilla, blue vervain, blessed thistle, soursop, which is also great for what? Removing heavy metals, parasites, and boost your immune system. Great for iron. So here you go. You have these two, whichever. You can either just add the elderberry, or you can add the alkaline tea. So as of now, we're gonna use elderberry. I'll take a tablespoon, mix it. So now, I'm about to pour this up. We have here 32 ounce of spring water. As this heats up.
Remember you put the capsule in there, so it might go through the little hole.
Yeah, it's okay. The capsule's still there. It's fine. I need more water. I need to add another 32 ounce. So basically 64 ounce. Another thing too, right? During this time, my son, his diet was basically a plant-based diet. He'll be consuming high amounts of berries. To this day, green juices, broccoli, salads, green soups, plenty of watermelon, seeded grapes, plenty of spring water, plenty of natural coconut water, a lot of apples, green apples, red apples. Make sure they're organic because of the fiber. So it was a high fiber diet, basically. And he was just there for over a year, consuming this every single day. No excuse, no chicken nuggets, none of that. Because the reason why, I wanted to minimize the amount of inflammation in his body and also attacking his gut. It was a low percentage of starch, very low, minimum as possible. Matter of fact, the most starchy things that I would do, it was in the soups, like carrots and sometimes potatoes, sometimes, very few times. But it was mostly broths and vegetable soups. My son drinks plenty of green juice. There were times when he would drink green juice 2 to 4 times a day. And then I'll make 2 or 3 times berry smoothies, like wild blueberries, blackberry, raspberry, cherry. I'll add pineapples, baby bananas, piece of ginger. Sometimes I'll make an elderberry syrup, add 2 to 3 tablespoons to the smoothie for high antioxidant to fight free radicals, which are basically what? Heavy metals. So basically another thing too, fasting is very important. I know people be like, my kid, he's starving to death. If you're able to keep them away from food for a long period of time and just give them consistently fruits, fruit juices, green juices, as much as possible, even better. As you're giving them what? Bitters or lymphatic tea, which is important to remove heavy metal, and it's also great for the adrenals. Another thing too, heavy metals are mostly stored in the blood and the lymphatic system, and also the brain, which is connected to what? Your gut. So you open up the pathway of your colon, you remove all these parasites, all these heavy metals, and you're only able to do that with what? Herbs, greens, bitters only. And then to boost up your immune system during the process, what you're looking for are berries. Why? High antioxidant. Also, the alkaline tea was a staple thing. It was a regular thing in our household. This right here. This is our best seller, honestly, and it's one of our best products. It speaks for itself. To be honest with you, to me, my personal opinion, This is the best tea on the market. It's great for fasting. If you want to fast, this is the best tea to fast on. You could just fast on spring water and this tea for 3 days. You're gonna have an amazing energy. It's gonna be an amazing fast. Trust me, believe this. I did it. My kids did it. We all did it. I'm gonna keep this until it gets darker. I'll let it steep for about 20 to 30 minutes. The longer the better. If you want to leave it there for 45 minutes or to an hour, it's fine. So now that you see this beautiful color, it's like purple. It's really hot.
Somebody asked about the difference between a tea and a tonic.
So a tea is something you basically brew for 10, 15 minutes and you consume it. A tonic is for a long period of time. So what we do in the Caribbean islands, we'll take all the roots and barks and boil it for like over a couple of hours. Then we'll add the leaves and stuff like that. Those are tonics because they've been boiling for hours. It's the strength, right? It's to make it potent, very potent. And those are the type of things that you basically take either tablespoons or teaspoons or shot glasses. A tea, you could just brew it, consume it in less than an hour. So that's just a tea. Tincture, it has to be either made with alcohol, vegetable glycerin or glycerin, however people want to pronounce it. I mostly do tea and tonics. I like making tonics, but it takes some time. That's the reason why I stopped making the tonics, because we got so busy, it was difficult to keep up with everyone. So we decided to make it in capsules. We have the iron booster. We have the colon flush. We also have a chlorophyll capsules, which is packed with iodine because of bladder wrack and condus crispus. It also have a alfalfa sprout, nettle leaf, and flor de tila, which is amazing for the central nervous system, amazing to oxygenate the blood, the body, the brain needs iodine. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little bit before I use this raw honey. I really like this company. I also use Manuka honey or raw honey. Make sure it's raw honey. Sometimes I use agave or date syrup, but I stopped using agave to give it to Kyra because I seen like get him hype, like very hyper. So I stopped giving it to him and I decided to use raw honey or date syrup, mostly raw honey. So for those that have asked, how can I store my herbs once I brew it or reuse them? All right, what I do, I put it in a mason jar, let it cool down, place it in the fridge. You can add some key lime and raw honey, and the following day you can warm it up again or just drink it as a cold tea. I've done it. I do it all the time. If you're using a kettle, you could just leave it there and once again in the fridge, consume it the following day. You could use it at least 1 to 2 times. Once it gets to like the third, it already lost its potency. So another thing too, we use dry herbs, right? It's not the same as using it at its natural form, like going out there picking it and using it. So we are surrounded by nature. If you have, for example, for those that own homes, in your backyard, most likely you're gonna find either burdock or dandelion. Mostly dandelion. You could use the root, you could use the leaves, wash it, consume it. That is the best form to consuming herbal tea, fresh herbal teas. Just go in the backyard, look, go through nature, have walks, go hiking. You're gonna come across a lot of these herbs, like yellow dock. Like at least half a block from my house, we have yellow dock. A few blocks away, you find red clover. You find dandelion. In our backyard, we have dandelion root, we have chicken, we have burdock. So this is something that God created. So it's all over the place. It depends where you live at. So we live in central Pennsylvania, and we're surrounded by nature. So another thing, you have to be careful, right? Why? People have dogs, there's animals all over the place. So you have to be very careful, very mindful where you're picking these things up. So I highly recommend for those to go like up in the woods, go hiking, walk, and you're gonna come across a lot of these herbs. Being in Dominican Republic, in the countryside, like my family, we own a lot of land in Dominican Republic in the countryside. So whenever we went and decided to go to the land to pick our fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, we came across a lot of blue vervain. We came across a lot of milk diesel. We came across a lot of anamu, a lot of soursops, and the leaves. We have a bunch of mango trees. We took advantage of nature. The soursop leaf that you guys purchase, it comes from our land, nice and clean, fresh. Like, we're picky with our stuff, and whatever we sell, we consume. I don't sell anything. Myself or my family don't consume. We all consume sea moss. We all consume the colon flush. We all consume the chlorophyll. We all consume the alkaline tea. Our parents, family members, we all consume it. It's something that is a norm in our family. This is for parents that are desperate, trying to find answers and have so many questions. You're not gonna get it from a doctor. It's a business. Let's be realistic. It's a business. But you have to also walk with leap of faith and believing in yourself and putting in the work, right? So having the leap of faith, putting in the work, studying, asking questions, finding the right group, the right individual to help you get to where you want to go. It's not an easy road. It's not a quick fix. Please stop looking for a quick fix. This isn't, like I said, and I'll repeat it again, this is not cancer, this is not diabetes, this is not high blood pressure, but you could just fix it in a couple of days or a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. This is something that it took years. It literally took 2 years. From the age of 5 to now, we seen a different world from Cairo. His progress has been amazing every day, and I haven't quit. I don't like being comfortable just because he's saying certain words, adding, subtracting, reading, and writing. Like, I'm not. I want my son to live his full potential, being able to go out there, date, drive, work, live a nice, beautiful life on his own. Because let's be honest, we never know. We don't know when are we going to die. A parent with a child with some sort of disability is always living on that worry. What if I die? Who is my son is going to live with, or my daughter? What's going to happen? We live with that fear. I live with that fear every single day. That's the reason why I made it broad and make sure that my family knew exactly what I was doing with my son, his diet, how he lived, what to do, what to consume, what not to consume, all of this good stuff. So I need you guys to be very patient. Before you see good, you will see bad. You will see fevers. You will see all types of different side effects, colds, cold and flus, different symptoms, different things. Don't think that you right away, I'm going to give them these herbs. I'm going to do the juices. I'm going to do the smoothies. I'm going to do the soups. I'm going to keep them off this. I'm going to keep them off that. There's different ways. There's different diets. I know, and I heard about the GAPS diet. I heard about the RAID diet. There's different sorts of diets that have worked for different individuals. But I chose to go the plant-based way. Why? Because I was a big believer and advocate of Dr. Sebi and the nutritional guy. Later to find out there are things that you cannot give anyone that is dealing with gluten sensitivity or celiac sensitivity, like, or even on the spectrum. You being on the spectrum or having any sort of gluten sensitivity, you cannot consume spelt flour, kamut flour, or rye. And that was something that I was doing, not knowing, just because I'm following somebody else's footsteps. Once I became the individual that I am today with the study and the research, the background, now I'm able to create my own diet. Yes, there are things that I have introduced to my son's lifestyle. Like, for example, lately I do wild fish, like wild salmon and things like that. Not every day, I minimize it, but it's to introduce him to different things because he was on a very strict diet. And I want to be mindful and open that he's able to consume other things. Because guess what? I've witnessed people on a meat diet or a different diet, or on the RAID diet, on the GAPS diet, reverse a lot of these symptoms, and they are thriving, doing amazing. The biomedical doctor that I had a meeting with, and we sat down and spoke about each other's lives, his kids, they had a regular lifestyle. He wasn't doing the plant-based stuff and all of that. He was doing like a ketogenic diet, and that's okay. Whatever works for you.
He had twin sons. He has twin sons that are adults. Both of them are driving.
Yeah.
One of them is in college.
Yep.
One of them lost the diagnosis completely,
Exactly.
and the other one is high function.
Exactly. So don't feel like I need to follow everything he's doing. No, I'm giving you options, because I did the plant-based stuff because I wanted to minimize the inflammation in the body. That is my purpose. Do I hate meat? Am I fully against it? No, I'm against the processed food. Another thing, my uncle in Dominican Republic, he was dealing with prostate cancer. I was trying to get this man of stop consuming carbs, stop consuming this. I gave him a full list of herbs to go get out there in the land and make it for himself fresh. Guess what? This guy no longer has prostate cancer. He didn't stop consuming milk. He didn't stop consuming bread and carbs and things. And he beat the crap out of the prostate cancer. And I was like, man, exactly. He was consuming animal. He was consuming blessed diesel, blue vervain, nopal, bitter melon, fresh, like fresh. I gave him the colon flush to open up the path for him to eliminate waste and toxic. This man got it. So what, can I go against him for beating cancer on his own way? Absolutely not. So throughout the years, I've learned and studied so many different methods, different ways of life, different lifestyles. I go to different countries and sit down with the elders and hear about their background and what they do and what they use in a time of an emergency. And it's like, hey, I respect that. I respect whatever you want to do. If it's keto, if it's plant-based, this is my personal opinion. I'm not a fan of straight vegan food because this is a lot of processed stuff, a lot of seed oil, a lot of canola oil, a lot of inflammation, a lot of sugar in the vegan community. Hey, you guys could come at me. I don't care. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out the facts. A lot of vegans get sick. A lot of vegans end up with cancer. A lot of vegans are overweight, believe it or not. So I'm a big advocate of consuming 1 to 2 meals a day between the hours of 12 and 6, the latest 7. Your food needs about 3 to 5 hours to digest. So if you are an individual to go to sleep early, around 9 and 10, your last meal should be no later than 6 p.m. Exactly, 1 meal a day. How did I work? How did I help Cairo? It was mostly 1 meal a day and different sorts of fasting. Today we're doing a watermelon fast. For the next 3 days, we'll be consuming watermelon. So that's a watermelon fast. We'll be doing mono fasting, or we'll do smoothies for a couple of days, or we only doing soups for a couple of days. We do that a lot. For the next 5 days or 8 days, we only doing juices, smoothie, tea, water, and salads. Done that. So that's the reason why we've been able to get so much results out of our kids, ourselves, our life. Like, I used to weigh 270 pounds. I'm no longer that. I lost over 80 pounds. I'm 6'1". I feel amazing. I feel great. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my lifestyle. I'm happy with everything that is coming because everything is in abundance. I am blessed and I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the journey. Before I used to cry myself to sleep, drunk, popping pills, smoking hella weed, and in a sign of desperation, sign of stress, anxieties. I used to deal with panic attacks. I did it all. I experienced it all. Diabetes, lack of energy, lack of intimacy with my wife. It was just a lack of everything, just to the fact that I heard my son had autism. So I've been there, done that. And I myself put in the work and dedication to do this with my son. I am a full-time father. I don't step out and spend weeks and months away from my family. I'm there day in, day out. Full-time father. I consider myself the best dad on this planet. Why? Because I'm open for all types of discussions. I'm open for all types of diets. Whatever works best for you, we're going to work with that, but we also going to introduce the body, some fruits, some vegetables, some seeds, fasting, eliminating these, eliminating that. We're going to use herbs. We're going to walk. We're going to do exercise. We're going to do lymphatic cleanse. We're going to do lymphatic rebounds, all of that. We're going to do the whole 9 yards. Our plan is eventually in the future to go down south to deal less with the winter and all of that. But we own a home in Dominican Republic that we are grateful to have and spend time over there. So please, if you live in the South, you have an advantage. Believe it or not, you have an advantage. So take advantage, put your kid out there, out in nature, walks, apple picking, do different activities, talk to your child, have them right. Even if you feel like they're not listening, they're not paying attention, they are. Believe it or not, they are. Sit down, take time. Look, I stopped hanging out with my family. I stopped drinking. I stopped doing everything just to dedicate myself to my son. Because we have 3 boys, and our last son, honestly, has never been vaccinated. So how did we boost his immune system? How are we able to do this and that with him? It's with food. Food is your medicine, and your medicine is your food. It's right there. Our middle child, he was vaccinated. Our oldest was vaccinated. It's all about a learning experience in life. Like, there's a lot of parents that are doing it on their own, that they move, they sell their house, their everything. They move to a different country and they do it themselves. Another thing that I need to point out, you have to be very careful and look for cracks and dents and mold in your house. Most individuals under the umbrella of the spectrum are full of mold and heavy metals. So you have to also be mindful and look into this. Test for Lyme disease, for strep. Do mold tests. Check out for autoimmune disease. All of these different things. Do a blood test. A lot of these symptoms from mold toxicity, heavy metal toxicity, fall under the umbrella of autism. So you want to put in the work. Stop being lazy. I'm gonna say it again. Lazy parents create unhealthy kid. Bet you have to take advantage of this opportunity that we have going on. We walk around with a smartphone all day long. You have no excuse. You should not be feeding your kids fast food. I don't care if they're on the spectrum or not. Don't feed them fast food. If they don't want to eat nothing at home, find a fruit or a vegetable they like and just feed it to them. Give them plenty of spring water. Give them plenty of smoothies and juices. The more you fast, the better. The more the fasting, the better, because you're breaking down inflammation. You're eliminating all this toxicity and all this waste inside of them. Please take advantage of the information that is being spread on social media. It's not about let's just walk and do awareness. No, let's take actions on what they eat and drink. I'll take a tablespoon of this amazing honey. Ooh. You'll do this for 7 days. You take straight, twice a day, 4-ounce shots, twice a day. That's 8 ounces per day. You'll do this for 7 days. You take a week off. You do it again. Do that for a month or 2. If you're seeing results, keep going for the 3rd. But I highly recommend to use the alkaline tea, the sleepy tea, and the brain support, because that is what's going to help out, bring out inflammation in the brain. My kids been drinking teas from the age of 1 and up. If I'm making a quick tea, they'll drink.
When they were infants, we will give them chamomile tea.
Yeah, chamomile teas with star anise or a little bit of ginger, a little bit of dandelion or a burdock, things like that. My kids been drinking tea since the age of 1. Like, that's something that is a normal thing. If it's something that is harmful for a child, it's also harmful for you. Plain and simple. If it's hurting them, it's hurting you. Right here, you have about an 8-ounce cup. So I give them close to a full cup, anywhere between 5 and 6 ounces, right? All 3 of my boys gotta drink this. All 3 of them. And this, I'll sip it for myself. Still hot. Like I said, you could do this for 7 days straight, consuming this tea, 7 days straight. Take a week off. Continue with your smoothie, your juices, your water, all of that. Following week, same thing. I highly recommend for you to have at least the alkaline tea and the brain support. If your child is having issues with sleep and things like that and you're staying up, we have the sleepy tea. Thank God we never had that issue with Cairo. He's a sleeper. He loves and he enjoys his sleep. By 9:30, 10, or even 8 o'clock, he's looking for his bed. Like, he doesn't play. The alkaline tea is full of minerals because it contains elderberry, burdock root, dandelion root. These are cleansers. This is iron, oxygen for the blood, circulation for the blood. Be pulling out metals, pulling out toxins. This is improving your kidneys, improving your liver, the adrenals, the pancreas. It's just the whole entire lymphatic system. So these are lymphatic cleansing teas right here, right? Amazing teas, I promise. This thing right here, the alkaline tea, is high in iron. You have blessed diesel, which is great for pushing oxygen to the brain. You have elderberry for its antioxidants, potassium, iron. Same thing as dandelion. Great. Dandelion is an amazing lymphatic herb. Burdock root for iron. Sarsaparilla for iron. Soursop leaf for iron. Magnesium. This tea right here is for breaking down inflammation. Not just for people on the spectrum. This is for everyone. This is how I helped my mom deal with arthritis. It was with the alkaline tea. People dealing with severe headaches, alkaline tea. Diabetes, alkaline tea. And bitters and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's the best product, and that's the best product going around. I don't care what anybody's. I'll put this up against anybody. This is the best tea blend. Trust me. It's good.
How does it taste?
Yes.
Dido, try the tea.
Look at this tea. Not bad.
Tastes good?
Yes. It's not bad. Look how much I have left.
You finished? My gosh.
First place again. And I'm in first place again. I'm in first place.
You like the tea, Papa?
Mm-hmm.